Oh boy, baby, I love this job. Oh, okay. Song's ending in a bit. Mike's hot. Talk 7 going up in 3, 2. DLSU Radio Green Giant FM. Last song playing was Levitating by Dua Lipa featuring The Baby. And you are now joining the one and only Tony on the mailbox, where we read all of your interesting and at times very spicy submissions over at our Twitter, which is at Green Giant FM. Now, what kind of story are we going into today? What do you guys have for us? What have you been serving up? Now, an anonymous user would like to ask, could you tell us about a very significant moment in your life? Okay, now, I have a wonderful story. Actually, it comes off the top of my head and it has a lot to do with what you guys are listening to right now. Because I'll be going into the very first time I ever spoke on air. Yes, I may sound very relaxed now, but let me tell you guys, at first, it was a terrifying experience. Now, we already had an idea on how talking on radio was gonna go. We've listened to the radio before, and of course, our DJ parents, they showed us the ropes, which buttons to press, when to press them, how to cue songs, the whole shebang. Now, the board itself, the thing we work with, it was stress-inducing enough with what felt like 100 buttons and a dozen sliders to work with, even though we only really needed to care about one button and one slider. But those are all technicals, which I won't be getting too into. Now, it was like looking at a dragon's jaw, and it sent shivers down my spine as I sat in the small frozen death trap. That is the booth where I'm sitting right now telling you guys all this, though these days it feels a lot warmer, don't worry. Now, the terrible jitters didn't help either, as my heart was thundering in my chest as my time to open the mic drew a lot nearer. Now, despite hours of preparing, I still couldn't get that paralyzing fear out of my head. And as I sat there waiting for my time to speak, my chest pretty much tightened like it was being strangled by a boa constrictor, if you guys know what kind of snake that is. And I knew it was now or never, so I told everyone to quiet down, slapped the earphones on, and of course I pressed the button of truth. The moment I opened my mouth and surprisingly human sounds came out, the fear just vanished into thin air, and then a weird feeling of power and control washed over me. I was actually doing it. Could you believe that? I was speaking as a DJ for the first time in my life. That dream I had since radio broadcasting in junior high, it was a reality now, and I felt an electrifying surge rush through me. Once I segued into the next song, I shoved the mic and pretty much felt like deflating. Of course, that was just the beginning. I'll be ready for a lot more segments, some of which you've heard already, all of which will be better. And sooner or later, not even the dragon or the cold, wintry air will so much as startle me. And that's pretty much the story, ladies and gentlemen listening right now, of my first time speaking on air. Unfortunately, that's all the time we got for now. Once again, do not forget to submit your very interesting and insightful questions/stories to us over at our Twitter, which is at GreenGiantFM. Of course, we also have our Instagram, which is at greengiant.fm, to take a look at the wonderful faces of the station, of the org. We also have our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/greengiantfm, and the classic beloved website, which is www.greengiantfm.com. And if you want to directly tune in to our stream, that is app.greengiantfm.com. Now, I'll be leaving you guys with this wonderful banger from none other than Ed Sheeran. It is his latest song, Bad Habits. So stay tuned on DLSU Radio, Green Giant FM.
Every time you come around, you know I can't say.
Oh boy, I never get sick of doing that.
Every
Always
time the
very
sun goes down, I let you take
Wonder what I'm
control.
gonna have for dinner.